Hello everybody, coming to you from isolation is the Polka Dot Chef. You're not going to be able to see the top of my head because I do not have a tripod, so you're going to have to bear with me. I'm making today a recipe called Miracle No Knead Bread Recipe. It's from pinchofyum.com, and I will share the link if I ever get this video uploaded. So basically it has 4 ingredients. Flour, salt, instant yeast, which I'm hoping is this. I don't know. I'm not really a baker. And water. So the only thing I wouldn't normally have in the house is yeast, but for some reason about a month ago, I stocked up. Yay me! And I also found that I had flour in my cupboard that I didn't know I had, which is good because there's none in the grocery stores right now. So, in a large mixing bowl, I'm going to put my flour, salt, and yeast. So it's 3 cups of flour. Don't forget to level off your flour. My mother and my grandmother always said, don't scoop the flour into the measuring cup. Scoop the measuring cup into the flour and then level it off with a knife. So 3 cups of flour. If this is a disaster, then we're all in this together, just like this whole isolation thing that we're all in together. So 3 cups of flour, and I'm just using regular all-purpose flour. Don't ask if you can use another kind because I have no idea. Put my flour back. Got one of these cool little OXO flour keepers. I've got the whole canister set from Costco. It's great. So put that away. So 1.5 teaspoons of salt. This has got 1 1/4 on it. So let's do, just do this over my measuring cup here. 1 1/4 and another 1/4. I don't like to use many measuring spoons and measuring cups if I can use the same one for multiple purposes. So the next thing is 1/2 teaspoon of dry yeast. I don't know how much is in here, so let's find out. I'm gonna use scissors. Normally I'd try and tear it apart, but in these times of pantry items being few and far between, I don't want to risk this going flying all over the kitchen. So 1/2 teaspoon. Anybody who's ever used yeast before knows that it kind of is a little clingy. Maybe it's lonely from being in isolation. Well, that's good. There's like a whole ton of it left. So if this works, this is enough yeast probably for another 2 or 3 loaves at least. Maybe more. I'll tape that up later and put it back in the fridge. I don't know why I keep my yeast in the fridge. I always have. I think I probably saw somebody do it once, thought it was a good idea, and decided I would do it too. So I'm just whisking together those ingredients, and then I'm going to, it says to do this with a wooden spoon. I don't have a wooden spoon, so we're gonna try using a spatula. So basically you just mix in your room temperature water. You mix that all up, mixing it in here. I like this bowl, it has a handle on it. No idea where I got this one. Okay, so it says mix until chunky. And if it needs a little bit more water, just to get it barely wet through. She says it's gonna look scrappy and weird. Well, scrappy and weird is my jam, so. I might have to, this is a no-knead recipe, but I think I'm gonna just dig my hands in there. Don't worry, they're clean. So is my hair that I just pushed in my face. Sorry about that. The good news is with isolation, this is just me eating this, so I don't have to worry too much. I think if I were doing this for a crowd, I'd be having my hair pulled back. So So it says to cover in a mixing bowl with plastic wrap and let sit for 12 to 18 hours. But I'm going to do something a little different. I am going to, okay, here's my dough, my scrappy dough. I'm going to put a little of that flour on my, I've got one of those silicone baking mats down here because I don't like getting my cupboard all, my counter's all covered in dough. Okay, so give me a sec. I'm just going to wash my hands again, and then we're going to proof this in the Instant Pot. I don't know if anybody has an Instant Pot, but I've had one for a few years, and they are fantastic. I have never proofed bread in one before, though, so we're going to see what happens. My understanding is that you would only use the Instant Pot if you have the yogurt button. I have the Instant Pot, I think it's the IP Duo 60. It's one of the original ones, I think. So I'm going to use parchment paper, and I'm going to give it a bit of a spray so it doesn't stick. Oh, it just curled up behind me there. I'm going to just give it some cooking spray just to keep it from sticking. Oh, probably there was a way to keep it from curling. Here's my ham. Okay, so I'm going to put that on the parchment paper, and if I can turn you guys around, probably not too much. I'm going to come over to my Instant Pot. You won't be able to see the Instant Pot, but trust me, it's here. We are going to put this in like so. And I understand that they say don't put the actual lid on top because if it expands too much, it gets stuck, and you don't want that stuck in your lid. So I should have thought of this ahead of time. Let's see if I have a lid that fits. One second. I think that'll work. This is my lid to my Dutch oven that we're going to be using to cook this dough in later. So let's plug the Instant Pot in. Oh, there it goes. We're going to put it on yogurt, and I'm going to adjust it so that it's down to low, or less, sorry. It says less, and it says 24 hours. We're not going to proof this for 24 hours. I'm going to set the timer for 30 minutes, and then we'll be back. I'm back for just a minute. I just realized that where the bread is proofing for 30 minutes, I have to heat up my Dutch oven in. Hi everyone, we're back, and so this didn't quite do what I thought it would. I was expecting something much bigger. Here it is. So I've had my pot in the oven, preheating, I guess, for the last 90 minutes or so. My bread's been in the Instant Pot for that long, so I'm going to pull the Dutch oven out of the oven. And be very careful if you're doing this at home. Wear long, long, long gloves. Don't burn your arms. You know who I'm talking to. So, here you go. So I have to flour my surface. I'm just using this silicone baking mat that I talked about earlier. So let's see what happens here. I think I need to just flour this up a bit. Maybe give it a bit of shape, make it look not so ugly. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but I feel like this loaf looks much prettier now. It's not very big, so I think what I'll do is I'm going to let this sit on the counter and rise for probably another half hour. Probably should have left my pot in the oven. Yeah, I will come back shortly. I don't know if I've actually switched over to YouTube video.